Hey guys, it's Cthulthu here. So as you can see, I'm at the Duel Arena, and I have been now for a week pretty much. Not a full week, but the duration has been a week now. So yeah, it started a week ago. I was just doing my normal stakes, 30 mil, 40 mil, 20 mil, and yeah, somehow I managed to escalate it to extreme amounts. But yeah, at the end of the first day, I said to myself I was going to do one more stake. It would be 100 mil, and then I'd leave it at that. But during that stake, I witnessed my opponent bug abusing against me. He hit 114 non-critical against me, which is not possible. Critical hits usually start at 112 for me. At least that's what I've seen. In fact, I don't think I've seen myself hit any more than 112, but I've definitely noticed that 112 is my critical and other people's critical, obviously being the same because we're all maxed out and it's always the same settings. But yeah, the guy that I was fighting hit 114. It was non-critical. I didn't believe my eyes, so I had to watch the replay. And after watching the replay, I saw it was 114 and it was non-critical. So I have to assume he bug abused against me, and that's disappointing. And plus, it also makes me wonder how many other people have bug abused against me without me noticing. Because obviously I'm only ever going to notice if they hit 112 or more. Otherwise, I just can't see what they're doing, and yeah, that sent me into a spiral, into a losing spiral of doom. But yeah, no, I went, and for some reason I decided my next stake was going to be 500 mil, and I lost that, and by the end of the first day, I was one bill down. I probably would have continued to dig myself into a deeper hole on that day, but it was too late in the day and I wasn't finding people staking as much as I wanted to stake. So I left it for the first day 1 billion down. Before I'd actually started, I had started with 800 million cash, so obviously that meant that I had to sell an item in order to maintain staking. And that I was actually in the process of selling my Virtus, and I still had my top left to sell. So I took that out of the GE and I sold that for even less, and I staked that money and I lost that money. So for the second day, in order to continue staking, I had to sell my Divine, and then I started to stake with that money. I think I lost a couple and I won a couple, and I must have somehow ended up with 1.2 billion. But with that money, I decided to go for one big stake, obviously worth 1.2 billion. I staked the cash, they staked 2 Elysians, and I lost that stake. And yeah, so I now lost up to 2.2 billion probably. And so, you know, now I was really, really depressed and everything, and I wanted to continue. So I sold my Elysian for 500 mil, and somehow I managed to make 700 mil. Giving me a total 1.2 billion again. I actually bought my Divine back. I decided that instead of trying to make all my money back in one go, that I would buy my things back one by one, especially my Divine, because my Divine is important to me. So I bought my Divine back, was left with 200 mil cash, and I managed to turn that 200 mil into 700 mil. With that 700 mil, I had, well, basically that was after now 2 days of staking. So after 2 days of staking, at very most, I was 2.2 billion in the hole. By the end of the day, I was 1 billion in the hole. And so basically I'd got back to the start of the day amount. And yeah, at that stage, I had to ask myself, you know, how far am I willing to take this? Do I have to make my money back? Or lose it all in the process, or can I stop? Can I make myself stop? And I decided that I could stop. I decided that the minimum amount that I needed was full Torva and Divine in order to have fun. Any lower, having to go back to Bandos, having to go back to DFS, that would be a struggle for me. I don't think I'd find that fun anymore. Once you go forwards, you can't go backwards as easily. And yeah, I told myself, you know, I would have to have a Divine and Torva at minimum in order to enjoy this game. Otherwise, I could be saying goodbye to RuneScape. And so that, with that being said, I bought back my Divine, and I decided that I would only make that 200 mil that I had left my last staking amount, and I would try and make it back slowly, and I wouldn't go into any stupid stakes I would stake evenly, 100 mil each time until I had like 500 mil, and then 200 mil each time. I wouldn't increase every time I lost a duel or anything like that, because obviously that was not the way to do things, because it wasn't working for me at that stage. So yeah, I began to be a little more sensible, and yeah, I'd managed to make that 700 mil back. And with that 700 mil, I actually stopped staking for about 5 days. 3 of those days were my clan's anniversary. We have 3 days of events in my clan to celebrate our 8th year anniversary, and I spent 250 mil on drops for my drop party for the clan. So yeah, I could have bought my Elysian back. In fact, that's what I wanted to do. I wanted to buy my Elysian back, but then I decided, you know, my clan was more important than buying my Elysian back at the time. So I had to hold back on that. So yeah, after spending 250 mil, I guess that must have left me with roundabout. I know I keep saying 700 mil and then spending 250, but in the end, what I had was I had about 600 mil left. So I don't know where I got the money from, but I had 600 mil left, and today I managed to turn that into 750 mil. So I gained 150 mil. So today, in fact, just before I started making this video, I bought my Elysian back. So yeah, in total, I bought my Elysian and my Divine back. I'm still 1 billion in the hole, of course, because all I really made back today was what I spent on the drop party, or at least a little bit of what I spent on the drop party. So yeah, I've got 200 in cash. Well, actually, I've got 180 mil in cash. I'm going to use that to continue staking. Hopefully, I'll make my money back. If I don't, I'm going to draw the line there. I want to keep my Elysian just for the Dagnov Kings video, at least. I definitely want to keep my Torva and my Divine. So yeah, that's where I am right now. I'm still 1 billion in the hole, which isn't too bad. I don't feel as depressed as I was when I lost that first billion, because, you know, I've come to the realization that the money I lost is money that I don't really need, and that I have the minimum amount of money that I need to have fun in this game. So yeah, bringing this video into a conclusion. Me personally, definitely, I am very mentally weak when it comes to gambling. I definitely cannot think about gambling in terms of in real life, because if this is, you know, if this shows me anything, it shows me that I've just not got the mental strength to say no. It has been a lot of fun, and it has brought me to it has brought 100 mil and 200 mil stakes that have become my normal now, whereas 30 mil, 40 mil stakes were my normal. You know, I don't get nervous staking 100 mil, 200 mil anymore. So that's at least one good thing that's come out of all this. You know, one day I do want to stake party hats, and in order to do that, obviously I have to go up in stages each time in terms of what I gamble, because then I just get used to it, and then I won't worry too much about it, I think, anyway. What you're about to see now is one of the the other glitch that I witnessed, that at least I noticed of, and this is pretty obvious. As you see, they X-logged on me. You got to stay in that situation when you get X-logged in. You have to stay in the duel arena for 15 minutes, otherwise you lose your gamble. So I had to wait there for 15 minutes, unfortunately. So yeah, and then this is the slideshow of all the winnings that I've had. Obviously, it looks like I've won tons and tons of money, but you know, guys, that what happened is that I lost 1 billion. You can never look at someone's video and trust that they made money, because it's hardly ever true, and it can be very one-sided story like this is right now, if I wasn't giving you commentary over it. Anyway, guys, thanks for watching. Until next time, guys, see you around.